make sure everything's secure. Throw your crease. All the law enforcement agencies supporting Lake Havasu are based out of this location. You'll notice these camping facilities here along the Arizona shoreline, built and maintained by the Bureau of Land Management of Arizona. They're for all of us to use. You just boat up and spend the day or camp out overnight if you like. First come, first serve. There's over 100 of these campsites between Lake Havasu City and Parker Dam. Now the miners had come into the Colorado River Valley in the year 1854, just a few years after the gold rush, when the action in California and Alaska's gold fields started to peter out. A lot of those miners found themselves along the river, mining for gold, silver, and copper. The miners would have hauled their ore many miles from their mining camps up in the mountains down to collection points that were established along the river. This is where they'd meet the steamboats. These small, flat-bottom, steam-powered paddle boats would travel from the Sea of Cortez in Mexico several hundred miles up the river to the Black Canyon, which is located near Las Vegas. This one-way trip up the river, if the captain was lucky, would have taken 30 days. Stopping along the way, the captain would trade the miners that ore for food, fuel, and equipment that was needed. This went on for 80 years, between the year 1854 through 1934. Now, Copper Canyon here was a dry river wash. This canyon was carved primarily by the rainwater coming down from the Cupcake Mountain. Before the dam was built, the Colorado River would have been about 200 to 300 yards out here to our left, out in the main river channel. This whole region we're now boating over was the site of the mining camp. You'll have to imagine 75 to 100 shanty shacks along with tents scattered throughout this whole region, housing well over 100 miners. Mining apparatus would have been strewn throughout, and the burro or the donkey would have been here. That was the muscle of the mining operation. The miners dug a mine shaft here to our right, just beyond that palm tree. Up the hill, over the ridge, is the mine shaft. All of that tan-colored soil you see there on the hillside is called tailings. This is the material the miners pulled from the earth and piled on the hillside there. This little rock island here to our right, a stainless steel anchor. This anchor was set into the solid rock to support a cable. At one time, a cable was stretched across the canyon, and the miners used that cable to help them lift the ore out of the mine shaft. Once the dam was built, the water started backing up, flooding the mining camp. The miners had to pick up and relocate. That was back in the early 1940s. Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu is becoming very popular for its boating recreation. I was here in Copper Canyon for the day. So many boats would come into the canyon at times that once you're in here, there's absolutely you're trapped for the entire day. You can literally walk from one side of this canyon to the other side on top of boats. And this is a favorite pastime, and it goes on to this day. The centerpiece of Copper Canyon is the jump rock. We're passing by here to our left. You'll get a good profile of it when you get a little further away from it. Most folks that find themselves here for any length of time jump off this rock at some point. A couple of shots of courage never hurts. 35 feet all the way to the top. It's about 25 foot deep, except for a rocky upcropping that most people seem to miss. The narrow part of the canyon will go back another 150 yards to a nice sandy beach. We'll get back as far as we can. As you look down the narrow part of the canyon here, way up high to the left, you'll see a hole in the rock where the golden eagle has built its nest. And it looks like the eagle might be in.
Is he in there?
That's fun.
I think so.
Very still, isn't it? Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah.
See the hole in the rock?
Yeah, right there. He's in the middle. Down the side. See it there.
The window frame.
My husband said it's stuffed. My husband said it's stuffed.
Yeah,
I'm kidding, you know. You're right. Now, if you have a little imagination, that's all you need. You can see all kinds of formations within the rock. You up there?
Oh, yeah.
You have to have an imagination. I mean, you can't get do it without an imagination. It's a bear cave, and if you look really close, you'll see absolutely nothing. It's bare. We've got a lot of bear caves here. So now you've been to the two places Lake Havasu is best known for, the London Bridge and now Copper Canyon. We're in California, by the way, so welcome to California. And this is all Indian territory here. We've come about 5 miles from London Bridge. Another 15 miles downriver is Parker Dam, and a lot more canyons like Copper Canyon to explore. This is just the start of our canyon lands here. And we're going to make our way back up towards the bridge. What we're going to do is hang out right along the shoreline here on the California side, and we'll be looking for some of the wildlife that frequent golden eagle, the red-tailed hawk, blue heron, snowy egrets. These little blackbirds, if you're curious of what they are, there's just one, but there's usually thousands of them all over the place. These birds migrate here from the north. They'll be spending the winter with us. They live most of their life right on the water. And they'll dive down to the bottom of the lake and feed off the river grass growing off the bottom of the river. Say for sure. Another name they're familiar with is mud.
That is absolutely cool.
Yeah,